Hi, it's Steve from PartSelect. Today we're going to show you how to change the water dispenser actuator on your refrigerator, and it's a really easy job. All we're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver. Let me show you how we do it. Now before we begin this repair, since we will be working near some electrical circuits, we will want to disconnect the power to the refrigerator, so pull it out far enough that you can pull the plug. Next we're going to pull the little drip tray out from the dispenser area. It's just a friction fit, so pull it straight forward, disengage it, and pull it out of the way. Well, that will give us access to 3 Phillips screws that hold this escutcheon to the door panel. So we'll remove those 3 screws. And next we'll just lift straight up on that escutcheon. It has a little clip edge across the top that engages across the top of the dispenser. So we'll then disconnect the wire harness and we can set that aside. Now next we'll remove 3 more Phillips screws that hold the assembly to the door panel. And we'll also need to pull the water line up through from the spout of the dispenser. And if you can't pull it out with your hand, you just take a pair of needle nose pliers and just gently grasp that tubing and pull it straight up out of the opening. And we should be able to pull that assembly out enough at this point that we can disconnect the harness on the left-hand side. We can now take the assembly and set it on a suitable work surface where we can replace the part. Now with the dispenser assembly on a suitable work surface, we'll begin by just releasing that spring. Just pull that away from the lever. And then we're going to loosen the screw on that wide strap. We don't need to remove it, but we'll just loosen it. And then we'll remove the Phillips screw on the opposite side completely with the little strap. At this point we can tilt that old lever assembly out of the opening. And discard the old one. And we'll line up the new one. Make sure that we get those 2 pivot points set down into the cradles. We'll reposition that wide strap and we'll tighten the screw on it. And we'll set the narrow strap in place and just start that screw by hand. And tighten it up, and then we'll take that spring and we'll just pull it in through the gap between the 2 pivots there, and there's a little notch close to the arm on that lever that will hook that spring in. Make sure that it engages the water dispenser switch and springs back to its idle position. And now we're ready to reinstall the assembly. Now when reassembling this dispenser assembly, then we'll reconnect the wire harness on the left side. We need to make sure that we get that water line down into the spout area so that it just protrudes below the opening. So we'll hold it up into place, and then with a pair of needle nose pliers, we'll guide that tubing into the opening. And then carefully push the assembly back into position. We may need to inch that tubing farther down into the opening. You can let it protrude below that spout at the beginning until we get it mounted in place, and then you can push it back up into position. We'll replace the 3 screws that hold the assembly in place. Now carefully push that tubing back up so that it's just about flush. Check the operation of both paddles. Make sure they're not binding. And then we can put the escutcheon back in place. We'll reconnect that 4-pin harness. Tuck that safely into the opening. And we just need to make sure that we engage these 3 hooks across the top with the 3 rectangular openings in the front panel. And then pull straight down. Install the 3 screws across the bottom. And we'll reinstall the drip tray. And it just snaps into place. Now we need to reconnect the power, and our repair is complete. I told you it was an easy job. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your repair.